There are loads of characters, concepts and monsters from the Odyssey that could be made into Fakemon, and I toyed with the idea of making them all, like Circe, the sorceress who turns people into pigs, or the Lotus Eaters, people who lose all desires and memories after eating the lotus flower. I've even made a few already in my old videos which you should really check out, like Charybdis and Scylla, the sea monsters, or Calypso, the nymph who trapped Odysseus on an island for 10 years. So don't worry, there's not going to be any spoilers for the film because I actually haven't seen it myself. I went and saw Spider-Man instead. So the Fakemon in this video will be inspired by the Odyssey poem written by Homer. So let's get into it, and I'll show you which myths I actually turned into Fakemon. The story of the Odyssey starts with the aftermath of the Trojan War. You know, the one where the soldiers hid inside that giant wooden horse to get inside the city of Troy? I thought, how could I represent that idea without just making a wooden horse Pokemon? So I decided on the idea of a piñata. Now I know piñatas aren't Greek, they're Mexican, but trust me on this, I'll explain my reasoning in its evolution. I suppose this is also confirmation that old existing Pokemon return in Iopa, if anyone even cared. I decided on a regional variant of Mudbray. So, introducing the first regional variant for Iopa, Iopa Mudbray, the piñata Pokemon, a pure psychic type with the ability Weak Armor. Iopa Mudbray love to eat berries and other sweet treats. Depending on what berry it eats, its saliva is dyed a different colour. When it grooms its fur, it becomes matted with these colourful liquids. This colourful Pokemon is attractive to children, but they must be gentle with it, as its body does contain toxins. I chose the idea of a piñata because I felt that it was a good way to represent the Trojan Horse trope. Trope? Sorry, my Northern English accent came out then. The Trojan Horse trope is something appearing good on the outside, but hiding something nasty within. Now, obviously normal piñatas have sweets in, but to Pokemonify the idea, I made it a poison type. And I suppose too much sugar rots your teeth as well. But I thought poison type was clever, as looking at it, you'd expect it to be fairy type, and I really did toy with making it fairy type. In fact, when I first started teasing this idea in my Discord chat, I was intending for it to be a fairy type, but I thought switching it to poison type really hammered home that Trojan Horse concept. I've always wanted to make a piñata Pokemon, and so I used this as my excuse really. The reason being is that Viva Piñata was one of my favourite games growing up, and let me know down below if you've ever played it. I'm not ashamed to admit that I was addicted to this game as a teenager. I'm a sucker for cozy games, and a cozy game where you can attract piñata animals and grow a garden was my idea of perfection. Anyway, back to Pokemon. I always find drawing horse Pokemon very hard, so I hope that I got this pose right. This is Iopa Mudsdale, the piñata Pokemon, a poison type Pokemon with the ability Weak Armor. Its body is much more brittle than its Alolan counterpart and breaks easily during battle. However, this is actually its strategy in battle, as when broken it's able to release the toxins beneath its skin. It is also incredibly light, making it a speedy opponent. I thought that the ability Weak Armor was really cool to reference the myth of the Trojan Horse, and I hope that I tied it in through its dex entry, as well as its moveset knowing present, and its colour scheme too, looking bright and cheerful but actually being a dangerous poison type. I really toyed with the idea of making a monochrome shiny, making it just black, white and grey, but in the end I gave it a slightly darker colour scheme, hopefully trying to reference that it's a bit more serious. Now you can't have a Greek region without a Fakemon based on the iconic Cyclops. I really struggled on which way to take this concept because some are depicted as dumb whilst others are depicted as being blacksmiths. Then I remembered an old mon that I made back in 2023. I wanted to make a Cyclops mon that wasn't just like the bog standard one you see when you Google Cyclops Fakemon. So I tried to include the concept of the evil eye, which is like a charm worn in Greece, which reflects curses or bad intentions that are aimed towards the holder. So suddenly I felt like I had a concept again. I wanted to make this kind of creepy Pokemon because, let's face it, having one eye is a bit creepy, but was also a bit of a protector, like a Pokemon that was able to sense bad intentions or bad thoughts that was aimed towards its trainer. So I drew this Pokemon in a pose where it's looking over its shoulder. Introducing Cyclops, the Cyclops Pokemon, a pure psychic type with the ability Compound Eyes. They have the ability to sense bad intentions. Because of this, they live their life looking over their shoulder sensing danger. Despite having multiple eye sockets, they only possess one eye. Many Iopan families will keep a Cyclops close to protect them from negative energies and thoughts. Because of this, it's rumoured their eye is able to reflect against these. Its name is a combination of Cyclops, obviously, and Mati, which is the Greek word for the evil eye. And of course, I had to make that shiny a reference to Mike Wazowski. I won't lie to you all, I was really stuck with the evolution for Cyclops. I was really happy with the first stage's design, but kind of stuck with its evolution. Lava Tyrant had actually already made a Cyclops Fakemon as part of a Sprite Challenge collab, which you should really go and check out because it's a good video. I could have just added that to the region with his permission, but instead, I really liked that he had referenced the different kinds of Greek mythology in it, with that being Argos, which is I think how you say it. It's like a Cyclops, but instead of one eye, it has many eyes. So I decided to use that as a reference and go down that route. I can't reveal all of my intentions for using Argos as the evolution because it's going to link heavily to my regional gimmick, which I haven't revealed yet. I was debating showing you guys in this video, but I feel like I want to show it in a dedicated video. So for now, we just have this as the evolution. I do worry a little bit that I went down the whole just evolve it and make it bigger route, but hopefully the concept does evolve with it and you'll see that in the dex entry. I tried to show that it can open the eye sockets on different parts of its body by posing it with its hand eye open instead of its head eye. I'll probably redesign it at some point. I'm not overly happy with it. It kind of reminds me if Ben 10's Eye Guy and McDonald's Grimace had a baby. So this is Matiphemus, the Cyclops Pokemon. After evolving, they possess more than one eye, however, can only open one at once. As one blinks shut, another opens, allowing them to perceive the battlefield from all angles, including behind it. Matiphemus battle by launching powerful energy beams at opponents, even if they are hidden by sensing their intentions to battle. It's a pure psychic type with the ability Compound Eyes. Its name is a combination of Mati and Polyphemus, which is the Cyclops that features in the Odyssey. During Odysseus' travel home, he encountered the Sirens, dangerous creatures who tempt sailors with enchanting voices, promising them glory but actually leading them to crash their boats. Sirens are often depicted as mermaid-like creatures, and I actually already have a Fakemon like that. But in the Odyssey, Sirens are half bird, half woman creatures, so I leaned heavily into this. I wanted to give a songbird Pokemon a regional evolution, and I eventually settled on the often overlooked Chatot. I wanted the evolution to be based on the real-life lyrebird, which have these incredible tail feathers that swoop over its entire body. So I tried to make those feathers resemble music sheets to tie into that theme, as well as posing its wings in a way that makes it look like it's potentially taking a bow after a performance. So, when a female Chatot is leveled up in the seas of Iopa, it evolves into Enchantot, the Sonata Pokemon, a normal and flying type Pokemon with the ability Keen Eye. Its vocal capabilities have evolved also, allowing it to not only mimic human voices but also their songs. A single Enchantot's voice can sound like an orchestra of different instruments playing in harmony at the same time. It produces hypnotizing melodies which sailors often use to soothe themselves to sleep on long voyages. I actually gave this Pokemon its own signature move called Siren Song. I see this kind of being like a powered up chatter, which is like a flying type sound-based move that could potentially confuse the opponent. So I hope you enjoyed these new Fakemon. They're ideas that I've had planned for ages and just used the Odyssey release as an excuse to finally make them. We finally got regional variants in Iopa, which means that I'll be making a dedicated video just full of the regional variants that I've got planned, and some evolutions of those too, as well as new Fakemon on the way, of course. We're actually getting close to the channel's first birthday, and I can't even believe that I'm saying that. So don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and you're excited for what's to come. Thanks, bye.